Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro.
Good morning, everybody. Pedro S. Crave Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yes, sir. That's right. This is the show we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's episode 528. The date is Wednesday, May 20th. 2026. We're hanging out in the Adafruit Discord chat channel. If you want to join us, you can use our URL. They'll get you an invite to our Discord, discord.gg/Adafruit. That's what we hanging out. We're also streaming on all the usual networks: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X. If you got anything to say, any questions, any comments, you can post them up on any of those channels. You can bring it in the show. Also, if you got any GIFs, GIFs, or memes, you can post them up on the Discord. We like to see funny GIFs and GIFs. GIFs. Yeah, we got a fun show planned for you folks. Both Pedro and I are working on new projects, so we got some prototypes cooking. I got some parts printed finally, and I'm planning out some wiring stuff. Pedro's in the process of doing the part components and stuff, building materials. Also have a fun shop talk thing. I'm really digging this rack here, so we'll talk about that during the shop talk segment. We have a Timelapse Tuesday, and we have one community make, and then hopefully there's time for other banter. But for now, why don't we head on over to adafruit.com/free. What's going on with Adafruit free stuff? All right, looking like this week, if their order is $99 or more, they can get a free PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. If your order is at $149 or more, you get the coaster plus a return of the Adafruit KB2040. That's the lovely RP2040 based microcontroller. And then at the top tier, $199, you get the KB2040, you get the PCB coaster for free plus free UPS ground shipping for contiguous US only. On top of that, if you do want to order something today, please use our coupon code MAKEIT. MAKEIT will get you 10% off your order. The coupon code is good for the next 24 hours, starting now. All right. And that's all the freebies, coupon codes, all that. Gonna switch on over to Discord. Hello, folks who are tuning in. We got Duester saying, hey, y'all. Got a couple folks on YouTube. We're at Roll VS, 112 Miguel. Hello, hello. Idris on Facebook. Hello. Thank you for joining us. We'll check back in with the comments as we see them come in. All right. Back over here. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I've reached my coffee limit. Okay. Do you want to go first? Or do I want to go first? Who's going first?
I am trying to figure out why my pop-out chat is different than my built-in chat over here.
Oh, that's okay. All right, I'll go next.
Yes.
Let's see. All right, so I started a new project last week. I shared the CAD design. It's a handheld game that is inspired by the 90s game Bop It. So let me show my screen here. So here are the parts printed. It's a handheld device that's it's going to be powered by the Feather RP2040 PropMaker, of course, our favorite prop board. It's running CircuitPython. We're gonna have a couple of different controls. It's kind of like a Simon Says game mixed with of course, the Bop It game, where you would the game tells you what to press it, twist it, turn it, bop it, and then you would do it, and then it gradually gets faster over time. So you're going to have some audio. We have a speaker hooked up here because the Feather has an I2S amplifier that has some good audio quality. Got a nice beefy cylindrical 2200 milliamp battery as well to power it, so it's portable because it's handheld. I just have it connected through USB so I can change up the code. Right now, I just have the alphanumeric display. This is a nice LED backpack that gets connected via STEMMA QT, which is an I2C. breakout, so that's easy to connect. We're going to have a NeoPixel stick here just to do some extra additional color info. So if you advance to the next level, you can get some colors here, or maybe it can be used for score keeping. We haven't decided yet. So this is what it looks like when you fit two pieces together. So I got this kind of 90s, 80s kind of color scheme going on with some really hot pink and some kind of like this nice light blue color. So you got a little fader here. So it'll be like fade it, flip it, which is the toggle switch here, press it. And of course, there's an accelerometer, so you're going to be able to shake it. So that's one of the things. And then this right here, this is a little ball bearing with a little neodymium magnet. And inside this little compartment is going to be one of these little guys here. This is a Hall effect sensor that can detect magnetic fields. So when it's embedded on the inside here and the magnet right there gets close to it, it'll trigger that you have spun the wheel. So originally it was going to be a rotary encoder, but if you want to get something that's like very smooth and kind of out there, a rotary encoder really isn't going to do it. So a Hall effect sensor with an embedded magnet in the ball bearing is an interesting control that you can do. So that's what we're going to do here. This was still yet to solder this up, but I'm pretty confident that this will work to trigger the spin.
Nice.
Yeah, so interesting little enclosure design. We got a nice handle. It's a two-piece enclosure with a couple of additional bits. Notice that the alphanumeric display has its own like enclosure, which is a little bit different than what I normally do. I'm trying to open this up. This has a really nice snap thing that registers with it. You can see it there. This little peg here goes into there that prevents the wheel from moving around. So I'm using a Cherry MX, a chalk switch for the button that just gets mounted to the faceplate here. This is all one piece using the multicolor AMS bamboo printer. You can do multiple colors all in one go, which is great. Great for this window here that will diffuse the NeoPixel LEDs. And then this little kind of section here groups the controls together, which I think is interesting. So it just adds a little bit of visual element to the interface. Of course, you got your speaker cut out here with the speaker holes that look stylish. We got a couple of built-in standoffs that secure the NeoPixel stick here because you got two mounting holes there, so that was easy to mount. You got 4 mounting holes here for the Feather RP2040 PropMaker. We got one of those little embedded slide switches, so you can turn the thing on and off like that. Battery has a nice compartment that clips into it. Very, very tight, but it works out pretty well. And I think this is like 3 pieces. You have a front plate, you have a frame, and then you have a back cover for the alphanumeric display here. So these are really nice because you can daisy chain them and you can connect them easily with Stemma QT. These are really nice. They come in different colors. They're just single colors. If you haven't used these before, they're pretty easy to work with. We have a great CircuitPython library that you can print. You can do marquee scrolls. You get 14 segments. You can do all sorts of letters and numbers. And they look like that. And then if you want to diffuse it, you can use a filtered gel, which I have here, that really kind of washes out the gray and makes it nice and what do you call it? Really high contrast. So it kind of makes it nice. Yeah, thank you. It looks really nice. It's an interesting kind of handheld, not quite like a ray gun or anything. It's more of a handheld device, and it feels good in the hands. So I spent a lot of time organizing and moving the components around in CAD before I landed on this. And it doesn't, these two halves don't actually snap fit. What I'd like though is these are countersunk screws. Pretty reminiscent to any kind of like toy on the market is you got these, you got these countersunk screws that attach this bottom half to the front half. That way, if you ever drop it, it's not going to like snap fit open. It's going to stay really nice and secure. And if we're gonna make this for like some of the kiddos, you might drop it. And I think having it secured nice is with screws is the way to go with this one. So that's why I'm not doing the snap fit stuff. But this is snap fit, like this frame to here, just because I don't want to expose any screws. And since it's embedded within this outer enclosure, I think it's pretty secure. Yeah, so making some good headway. I've been working on the circuit diagram so that I can plan out to get the wires, to get the components wired in a way where it's optimized for space, but also like a lot of times when you have multiple components, you end up with a ton of ground connections. And a smart thing to do is to daisy chain your grounds from component to component. So that's what I'm trying to do, where I want one ground wire that feeds into either the only ground pin on the feather here is right here, but you also have a ground screw block terminal pin, which you can fit up to 3 wires, which is nice. But you also have additional grounds like on the back solder pads of the NeoPixel stick. You got an extra ground pad that I can leverage. And then you have these pins that need to share ground. So you have the switch, the potentiometer slider, and the toggle switch. I think in all these 3 will share grounds, and then they'll either go directly into the screw block terminal or to the NeoPixel stick. So I'm still kind of figuring that out. And you also have a ground connection on the alphanumeric, so I could also use that. So there's more than one ways. Yep.
Don't forget my favorite way to do it.
What's your favorite way?
Y cable. One wire going into the ground.
That's a good idea too.
So
there's multiple ways to do it. With this kind of thing, like I've been, really used to everything being I2C, and it's like I don't have to solder anything anymore. But like with this one, you kind of can't. You kind of have to solder the wire connections. Yeah.
Even if it's like extension cables or shortening cables.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have like an accelerometer breakout because it's just built into the feather, and there's no battery charging board. It's built into the feather. We don't have like a GPIO expander because there's plenty of GPIO. So at least the feather has a lot of that stuff. I also have a ground pin here for the servo. So maybe I could use that too. Like, don't forget about that, right?
2 of them.
So there's multiple ways to do it. So whether I'm going to do wire cable or not, or I think
or like you could fit up to 3. And
right. Another thing is like I wish we kind of have a breakout for a Hall effect sensor. But it's too big.
It was a demo one.
Yeah, it's too big to fit. I have a little compartment here that you can't see it here, but it's on the inside here, and it basically just gets fitted there. You need a resistor, with all these you always need a resistor for these type of like little ICs. It's not even an IC; it's just like a little sensor, a 3-pin sensor. The voltage, ground, and signal. So I need to solder a resistor between these 2 legs, and then the signal wire goes to one of the analog pins, but it's going to be embedded in there. So it's a little bit of a wiring, plan, but wiring adventure. But I think for this type of game, it makes sense because, ideally, if you were going to make this into a product, you would make a custom PCB that would just have everything. But we're not doing that. So, that's what it's going to be like. Be like, press it, slide it, toggle it, spin it, shake it.
I forgot to send you the original Bop It. Somebody had hacked on a potentiometer. Maybe you saw it, where it speeds up and slows down.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Because the thing with the Bop It, right, is that it has this beat going. It's like, and as you keep going to the next level, as you advance, it gets faster and faster and faster and faster. And I was also thinking it'd be cool to be like, if you combine them instead of just doing one input at a time, it could be like toggle, shake, press, toggle, shake, press, shake, toggle, press, spin, shake, toggle, press, spin. And then, it becomes more of like a Simon Says pattern matching kind of thing. So that could be fun.
Hilarious to see So
Yeah.
it's like slowing it down.
Yeah, it's circuit bending it, right? Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
For,
it is circuit bending.
yeah. So for the code, Liz agreed, or Liz wants to work on it, so she's going to do the code for it. I'm working on the design of it. And then I want to ask Dan Q, who's on the team that does all the music for Adafruit, like to do a custom sound effects or a custom song that'll go with it. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. I think it's kind of fun. If folks have any comments or anything, let us know.
I think that's a cool part to go over a little bit. CircuitPython's ability to have, it's going to be 2-layered tracks, right? Where the loop is in its own.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So we're using the mixer,
Yes.
audio, core audio. What is it called? Audio IO, something like that, where you can have multiple mixers in, so you can do different levels for individual kind of tracks, so to speak. So you can have a beat going, and then overlay that beat could be a voiceover or a button. So each button should have like its own sound effect, right? So it's like pow, pow.
Oh wow, 3 layers.
You know, that kind of thing, and then like a ratcheting sound when you spin it, like making sounds in the morning. Is funny because I remember we did a cool Star Trek inspired prop with Philip Burgess, that had that slider in the handle. Remember, it was like a watermelon gun.
Oh yeah,
and it had all these kind of fun sound effects for each input. So that's what we're thinking. Yeah. So I need to
remember the voiceover. What was it? Twiddle my something.
Oh, yeah. It was from the Star Trek animated series, right?
Yeah.
And we had downloaded the episode and watched it. And we're like, wow, this is really, really interesting. It's fun. The Kaczynskis, right? Or something. There's like these cat wolf aliens. It was wild. So yeah, there's a little bit of that, but yeah, more of a modern, like stylish kind of.
Super cool. People are digging it. We put the link to the alphanumeric display on here. Rolls was asking.
Thank you.
The cool.
Yeah, they come in different colors, so just pick the color you want. They're not RGB, unfortunately. They're kind of this kind of older.
We did have one.
I think
we did have an RGB version of it.
I don't think we do, but if we
needing this,
yeah.
And I think is it the backpack that has the different color on it, or no? It's the actual.
It's the actual LED part. So this thing here.
Thinking of something else.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the Charlieplex display where you have to get the matching backpack, or it comes together.
Like yeah. Yeah, we have a few different colors.
I remember that we did have an RGB one.
Yeah, I think it's this one here. Yeah, but it's not. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, we have this, which is a tricolor or bicolor. Yeah.
No,
we have that.
I swore it was alphanumeric.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, these are not them. These are the smaller. Yeah, so we have a selection of displays here. When you click on this one, you have the different colors here, which is nice. So you have red, blue, white, yellow, and green. I went with the yellow because it kind of feels cool. Red's a little bit more like for like clocks and stuff. Yeah. Good for good on soft on the eyes during nighttime. But this is a game, so that's why I went with yellow.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can buy the display itself individually if you want, but these backpacks do come with the LED elements. Yeah, but otherwise it has all the circuitry you need to connect it easily over I2C, which is great. And we have a nice library for CircuitPython and Arduino. Yeah, it's been a minute since I used these. And I actually came up with a nice mounting method. It's basically using the PCB clips that we like to do on our Cutie Pies. So it's using that. And you really don't have room to use a screw. There's no clearance for a screw head, because you can see here that the mounting hole would run right into it. So the only way to mount it securely was with the little snap fit PCB tabs that we use a lot in our Cutie Pie builds. So that's how that's mounted. Yeah. Normally I would like just create a cutout and I would fit the LED element through there, but I couldn't do that with this layout, with this particular layout. So I had to come up with a different approach. But I think it's gonna be fun.
It looks awesome.
Thank you.
Taith is saying the RGB character LCD displays use the I2C SPI backpack, but you'll have to individually control the RGB characters or use a Neo RGB to make it speak NeoPixel.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. You could always like make that'd be a fun product to make. Like just make this with NeoPixel, the little like the smallest NeoPixel, and then just make our own
50,
like
50,
yeah, exactly, or even 15-15, and then just make our own thing, and then you 3D print the diffuser. That could be a fun product idea for the future. JP made like a giant NeoPixel scoreboard, and then he just used like I think layered acrylic, laser cut acrylic to make his own with like individual strips. Imagine if those strips were on a PCB, then that could be like a fun alphanumeric display NeoPixel kind of thing. Yeah, I wonder if anyone's made one, like Pyromony or someone. Cool. Yep. Okay, so that is what I am working on. If anyone wants to pick up any of the parts I talked about, you can use our code MAKE IT, so you can make your own project.
Super cool. Let's see, right through some chats here. Have 112 Miguel saying hola peoples, bienvenido. We got Rolls from Norway hanging out in chats. All right, let's go ahead and jump into what I'm prototyping.
Yeah, show me.
All right, here's what I'm prototyping. I'm just ideating so far on what components I'm going to need to make a Minecraft GPS compass. So we went through a bunch of the components that we had on hand. I was going to start off with like the cutie pie, but then I would need like all these extra breakouts for like the I Spy and then like the battery charging. So doing this up in Claude, and it was like, oh no, just use like the 2350 for the memory, so we don't have to buffer so much the screen, and then just use like the feather wing to attach the feather on here. So gonna do some sensor fusion to get the needle to point north to sense the Earth's magnetic field, and then I'm going to be able to drop some waypoints using the GPS component that we have. So everything will be mounted to the back of the TFT display. Somehow I'll reprint some frame to attach all the components, and we narrowed it down to these three components here. Still waiting on the updated version, since the V2 of the TFT Featherwing has the stomach connections and probably some new components on there. The newer RP2350 board too, there was something with pull-ups and the different processor. I think they're using like a different version of it. Just so I'm using stuff that's in stock right now.
Right.
Keep running into that where I'm using like I'll have a stock of like the older components.
That's right.
I model that out, and then I order more replacement parts, and then nothing fits anymore, or things are out of date. So I'm gonna make sure I start off fresh. I'm gonna have to get rid of all of these components. Just I don't have them lying around taking up space. And then let me pull up Claude here on some of the features that we have nailed down. The waypoint. So of course we're gonna need a UI for that. So be able to use the touch screen. We don't have a display that doesn't have the touch screen, so it's coming for free. So we're gonna
that's great.
Use that as the UX element. So we'll be able to use that. Originally we were just gonna use like buttons to hook up to, but we will utilize the touch screen to have in the navigation for setting up a waypoint, to like delete waypoints if you don't want them anymore, and then an external button to switch between compass mode and dropping pins for adding your new waypoints. Some of the projects we've done in the past, they were like the Minecraft themed ones. You know, they were not battery powered, so they weren't portable. They were like hooked up to your computer through USB. So I wanted to take something outside. With summer coming up, the kids have like a bunch of like summer camp oriented classes, and thought it would be cool to have an actual physical component they could take outside with them and use it as a real compass, add like real waypoints, so that while they're out in nature touching grass, they can set up waypoints that way, doing like some scavenger hunting, some like the shark teeth searching at the beaches, all the hiking like in the springs here in Florida.
Yeah, you could also, I could see you going the extra mile and making like a scavenger hunt kind of thing where the buried treasure is here and you use your compass to find it and locate it.
Yeah,
like a fun like
addition. Yes, a bunch of the beaches here have like a bunch of like megalodon tooths. So
okay, like a dino dig kind of thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do some dino digs.
That's cool.
There are like areas where, of course, Brandy found out where all the Facebook groups for all the people who dig up all the megalodon tooths. So she knows all the locations. We'll grab the GPS coordinates to that, drop them in here, and then have the kids, you know, navigate to where all those dig spots are, and then dig those up. So there's a bunch of like extra activities around there, like building your own sifter, so we can go out there and sift all that stuff out. We actually had to get permits to be able to even grab all these teeth and things like that.
Wow, yeah.
Artifacts.
Yeah.
So, it should be fun
that way.
finding all that stuff. Yeah, so it's, you know, we wanted to, again, we haven't done a real project like that where it's not tethered to the computer.
Right.
The ones that we did in the past, and Tony did one where it's an actual Minecraft cube where it's like controlling stuff in Minecraft.
Right.
I was like, no, it's summer, man. The kids are going to be outside, like, you know, doing activities. So I thought it'd be cool to incorporate something that, you know, they like playing.
Yeah.
That always calls you to do Minecraft with them on the FaceTime. So it's something that they're always into.
If I remember correctly, sorry.
No, you're good.
Where's my... There it is. Okay, got it. Yeah, if I remember correctly, GPS only works outside, so, or at least with the window open. So this is like meant to be outdoors to like triangulate or whatever to talk to the satellite. So I don't think we've ever used this one before. I remember
we have
years ago we had like a GPS project.
Yes, so we have another GPS module. It's I forget the number. This one is the 1010D. We have another one that is useful indoors.
Oh, really? Okay.
This one is for outdoor use.
And what an easy way to connect it. Like, I remember last time we didn't have Stemma QT. Yeah, we had to solder every wire. I think it was this one, wasn't it?
One of the older ones.
Yeah, I think this is it. Or maybe it was a Feather
1616. Yeah, there's a 1616D. Oh, the Featherwing one. Yeah, right there. 1616 Featherwing is the one that I was looking at, and Claude was like, no, you want to use the other one for outdoor use.
What did we use this one for? Oh, yeah, I remember the GPS dog collar.
Oh, yeah.
Did we make a device? What did we make? Yeah, our little tour guide.
That's what it was.
Which was completely different. It was like you had to actually get to the thing for the audio to kick in. And
yeah, we're using a Halloween, probably M0.
Yeah, that is a weird one, yeah.
Yeah, so we got plenty of room for like buffer size and RAM and speed and all that on the RP2350.
Yeah, this one has yet to be used in a project, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow, it hasn't been.
Yeah, I don't think I even have. Do you need a 3D model of it? I think I can get you one if you want.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I'll make one. No worries. I already have these components. I just need to find the GPS.
Yeah.
Component.
Usually, I'm just measuring the.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can whip one up for you. No worries. Cool. All right. Yeah.
Like a Python.
A legit GPS, like little handheld device. That's so cool, man.
Yeah, something you can input stuff into, something you can lay down waypoints in real time, and then just mode switch into just the compass mode. So it definitely wanted to do something that's different and
Also,
expands upon.
The biggest TFT is the. I guess I didn't type it right. The
3.5,
3.5 inch. Is
Yep.
that not working?
I think there's bigger ones, but we don't have them in stock, and that's narrowing down all my components. Yeah, that's it right there.
Oh, this is the capacitive one. Do you have capacitive one or the resistor one?
I believe it's the resistive. If you go back when you can see, it's the ones that are in stock. There's like 50 of them in stock.
This one, right?
V2. Yeah, V2. There's stemma connection on there.
Yeah, so it's 480 by 320. That's pretty big.
Yeah,
I'm used to very small displays.
Yeah, it's a little big. It is that rectangular shape. I was a little bummed out, like, oh man, I wanted to use a circular display, but the GPS project that we are inspired by, I forget the name, it's on GitHub, where it's that pixelated compass one. And that's not a square, it's a rectangle because of the way that it's or the way that the theme of the case is that it's at an angle. Right. So when you have a circle that's at an angle, you have that, and it's in the pixelated form. It looks like a rectangle. So this fits perfectly.
It looks like this.
Yeah. There it is. That is the exact one. This one is super cool, although it is a PCB board.
Yep. It's custom PCB with NeoPixels
soldered onto it. No, they're individual pixels soldered onto a PCB board. So it's not something you can just do. You gotta, know how to send out a board to get, manufactured, and the ESP module has to be soldered onto the board. So it's like, okay, this is freaking hardcore. This one's more, like a Lego, assemble components together. The solder, the only soldering is like the button on the side to switch the modes. Everything, is going to be hooked up through, there's the board.
There's the schematic.
Stemma QT.
Yeah. I like your approach where it's like, it's just a display. That way you can change up the interface however you like. It's not stuck to this form factor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. You can load up anything else on there.
Also, it's real GPS. The one you're doing is real GPS. This is I think
this one is like a web. It spins up a web server to like add stuff.
Oh, no,
it's GPS. When I had Claude look at it, it's like, oh man, you're doing all these complex things that
it's this web server.
Maybe not. Yeah. And that's one of the things too, where Claude was like, look for a board that doesn't have a radio on it, so we're not getting interference from it.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then there's like extra code you got to use to turn off the radio and do all this to avoid the interference you'll get with the GPS. So we've mapped out how the menu system will work. It'll be like the layout for each waypoint. You can be able to delete when you save a waypoint. You'll have I was thinking, should we add like a keyboard so you can input the name? And Claude's like, no, just have like default categories you can pick that are Minecraft themed, like, home, base. I forget the other ones, but like a bunch of like themed names you can give your waypoints and then go in there.
I'll give you a little tip here. In Minecraft, there is the ability to do terminal commands where you bring up a terminal.
That is how
on the iPad.
That's how the status looks. So all of that will be on the bottom, just like Minecraft is what I told it. Make it look like the console.
Cool. Yeah, make it look like Minecraft.
Hey, you're 5 miles away from your waypoint.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So that is in there, and then at the top status bar, we look at it drew up
there's certainly a design language to reference in the Minecraft. So what I was trying to say is instead of just like having a prompt, just a console window, they have a nice sub-menu system where you can say, I want to teleport, I want to change the weather, some other things like that, where it's like it's all nested in these nice kind of layouts. So here's Pedro's Claude. Yeah, and so we're looking at some.
This is what the delete confirmation screen will look like, but
they call it the ASCII art. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what the layout
there you go.
Is, like that, where the compass dial is. Here's the status row up here. The footer is where I'll have the waypoints with the info on it. has all the coordinates of how everything's going to be.
Yeah, that's great.
So there's the 4 days of ideation between, what boards am I going to choose, how I'm going to lay it out, to the UI, how it all interacts. I think the last thing I need to answer is, hey, do you want me to align the screen to the actual center of things?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So it gets freaking detailed.
Well, yeah, it definitely is the right way to
before
approach
it even writes any code. Well, actually, it already did. It has the calibration stuff, but I can't even do any of that until I have the updated parts.
That's right.
And Claude's like, hey, don't even do anything until you have your case set up, so you know where everything's laid out. So I can't design anything until I have the board, and then I can't test anything until I have the case design. So it's like the chicken and egg problem right now.
Yep.
They should come in today, and then I'll
Cool.
go from there. But just like a little behind the scenes, how I even start off projects using Claude is, hey, you take a look at this, what we were looking at earlier from that one dude. Can this be converted to CircuitPython? No.
Yeah,
I'll go through, or Claude will go through and suggest things we can do. I suggest hey, can we use these boards? And I'll go through and be like, okay, yeah. Originally I was looking at the Qualia, and it's like, oh, but then you're gonna have to power it. It's pretty power hungry. So
that's right. Yeah.
There is. If I just scroll through here, you can see that it is a lot of, okay, can we use this component? Okay, here's the pros and cons between this. If you want to do that, it is a ton of stuff. Oh, here's the libraries you'll need to use. Okay, we're hitting buffer size limits if we use this board. If you switch to that, there's no need for that. Going, okay, here's how we can do sensor fusion, and then as I'm like about to order parts, some of the suggested products that shows up on our on the Adafruit shop, I was like, oh crap, what if I just use this board instead? And I was like, oh crap, yeah, that's a lot better, because then you eliminate needing 2 boards.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like so much back and forth on how all of this can be set up.
Yeah. So in addition to the GPS, you're using, I believe it's a 9-DOF sensor. Is that right?
Yeah. So
it's an accelerometer and a gyro, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Let's get that one up here.
It is. Where is it? It is this guy here. Product PID 4517. I like how the bomb is already set up. Claude already has like all the PIDs all listed.
Nice. Yeah, so it's this one here.
This guy there, which
9-DOF. I have not used it either. Yeah.
No, we've never used it. I didn't know this existed. Like I was saying, I almost checked out of the shop with all the parts I needed, and then I saw this and was like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Can I use this instead?
Yeah, the gyroscope is like a big piece of it. Yeah.
Yeah, for calibrating.
Very low gyro, 0 rate and noise compared to others. Excellent for orientation fusion usage. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, and we have different flavors of it. Very cool.
So many different ones.
Yeah, there's a few revisions of it as well. Oh, just the silk screen. That's all. Okay. Yeah. So you 2-in-1. Look at that. Tilt detection. Oh man, that's cool. Machine learning core. Check that out. Yeah. Free fall, wake up, 60 4D orientation, click and double click interrupts.
Oh.
Significant motion detection. There's a pedometer. So you could like track your steps. You could track your steps with your compass. How many steps did it take to get here? You can do a lot of fun stuff with that.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Here's like a really cool fusion kind of demo. I'm controlling the bunny, the 3D Stanford bunny. Lots of good stuff. Great. Good job, Claude, coming up with that.
A lot of the suggestions,
ideas for like what's the right part for this.
Yeah, it's seeing what the features are and knowledge from Minecraft to incorporate it into a feature that I didn't even think of.
Yeah,
big ups for that. I really like being able to design projects this way. Where you can definitely, I think it was the last meeting where Lamar's like, oh yeah, just see what the limits of whatever AI you're using, what it can do.
Yeah.
What was it? Taith was using the camera to
smoke test
photos. Oh yeah.
Scroll down. Yeah, it's the smoke test.
how to start
Flash.
flashing all this stuff. Yeah, flash it, make sure everything's all good.
That's
We're
funny.
going to be doing the NVM, the non-volatile memory.
Non-volatile memory, yeah, so you can save data, log
So we're
data.
going to be doing, we're going to be doing that boot.py
Yeah.
scheme again, so the system can write to the.
Oh, look, you're gonna have a waypoints JSON file that'll store the longitude, location data for the waypoints.
This is in order of how we're going to do all the tests.
Yeah.
State machine going. Then after all that's all doing in GPS integration, the persistence, list view, modals, getting all the touch all set up. So this is I'm just waiting on parts, being able to design the case so Claude knows where everything's oriented, so it can calibrate all the math and the numbers around how it's actually mounted. Like I was saying, the menu structure, this is how all that's laid out.
Yeah.
So a ton is already like scaffolded and ready for me to get the parts in, to design the thing. And
yep.
All going.
Yeah.
And like somewhere along here where it's like, because the way that my Claude is already trained, it knows this is for a guide, this is for a video. It's like, okay, I already know that this is definitely enough for a 3-minute video for your guide. This is how many pages it's going to be. So it's like, it already knows the end goal.
Yeah, there's multi-levels to like picking the right kind of workflow or part.
And then from all the training that it's already done, it knows how it should lay out for CI, for being able to pass to the GitHub. It even knows how to write the script for the video from you.
Oh yeah.
Like every time you rewrite a script, I feed it back into Claude. And
oh
say,
really?
Hey,
okay.
Oh yeah. Even like the last script too, I fed it in there. I was like, oh, okay, don't actually talk about what the code.pile file names is. Just say what the code is. Rely on the video to tell what is actually being shown.
Yeah, they're very much like trailers of just like, here's the high points, the highlight points of what it's doing. Yeah, that's cool. The UI thing is really cool to see.
Yeah, how it's sketching everything out, and it's like, okay, we can use the Trilio font to match with the Minecraft.
Even the outline there is the outline of the compass, like those little blocks right there. The outline is like that compass shape of the.
Yeah, Minecraft. I just drew this. I just drew it in Illustrator.
Oh, okay.
Fed it into Claude and said, "Hey, here's what the cutout for this is going to be." So
just
so you don't have to draw the entire screen. This is what's going to be cut out.
Yeah,
the visible portion of that is
right. Okay, very cool.
What was I trying to show? Oh yeah, just like the how it already knows to format the guide in the video. Like it already knows the endpoint.
Nice.
Cool. Going here.
All right. Once you get those parts in, you'll start
today.
CAD stuff. Very good.
Should be a super cool project. I like how every project now has like the BLE or Wi-Fi. Now we're moving on to the GPS. All the radios.
Yeah, doing all the wireless things. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right. Next up, I got a shop talk. Let me pull up the website here. So, we 3D print a lot, and one of the problems that I run into a lot is filament storage. So you could probably tell already. I got myself a dedicated filament rack storage. So what I have here is a couple pieces of metal that only cost me $22. And I can fit up to 18 spools of filament. It's a 2-tier rack system. It has these handles on the side, so I can pick it up. And there's all my filament here. This is just like, 10% of my filament. But I thought it was interesting to, instead of 3D printing one, which is definitely a thing, you could definitely use PVC pipe or wooden dowels and 3D print the brackets, or use like shower curtain rods and stuff. That's all cool. But I just wanted something that I could just put it together, no printing. It's just ready to go. So I found this filament rack on Amazon, and it was, like I said, only $22. And the cool thing about it is that it's expandable. So these main tubes here, they're able to compress and expand. So you can it kind of moves however you want, or it expands to the area that you have. It holds a lot of weight, which is great. Dimensions are all there, so I was able to because I have a really tight room in our laundry area where we keep our filament. It's a nice, cool, and dry environment, which is already nice. But if you're looking for a solution that's easy and you have kind of like a small living space or you have a small area, this is not bad. There's also a 3-tier one if you want to get that. It's a little bit more pricey, but it's just more material. You could, of course, build your own if you want to do that, but I needed something the next day. So this was a really good solution for me. And there's tons of other ones as well. You can put wheels. Yeah, so if you're new to 3D printing, you're looking for a link, here's like an idea of like it next to your desk. It worked out here. I just brought it out just so I can like pull it out and show you that like you can just pick this thing up instead of having like to move a whole cabinet or a laundry basket full of your filament rolls. You can purchase something like it's ready to go.
Yeah, I like how it expands out. Super cool.
Yeah, the expanding part was like, I didn't know that it was a thing. So that was really cool. And the assembly is like really, really easy. Just a couple of screws that it comes with. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. A lot of people make their own solutions, but like I said.
Yeah, we're down with the 3D printing ones. It's just that with the weight, even, no matter what material it is, it's not going to be metal.
Yeah.
At some point it does start to sag.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And since this is metal, I could always do metal attachments. I could design brackets. I could put caster feet on it if we end up going to a place with like a hard floor. We can like roll it around and stuff. But yeah, there's apparently a lot of different solutions out there. So if you're in the market for something, this might get you going there. Yeah. Yeah, just search for a filament storage rack and look at what they got going on. And if you're making your own, we'll share it. We shared one last week, and that's what inspired me.
I frequently pin the filament racks and post those for 3D Hangout or 3D printing.
3D Thursday.
Yep. Thursdays. That's what I'm trying to say.
Got a great question.
Miguel asking, are we using Claude for models? So that's one thing UI or AI cannot do. It can't physically,
not yet,
hold something and be like, okay, I need clearance for this, and then does it snap fit together properly, or what feels good in the hand? Can't do anything physical. So no, not for models. That is at this point in time something that the AI not.
Yeah, I have been looking more and more into the Autodesk. So we use Autodesk Fusion, just throwing out there, and it's been a few months now that they have implemented the assistant, is what they're calling it, the Autodesk Fusion Assistant, which allows you to kind of do some prompts to generate models. So I tested it out a little bit, and at some point, I would really like to feed it a data sheet of a button, of a module, and then just say, hey, can you just get me this part? And then I'm using the assistant to generate a model of a button, like I said, or an IC controller, and then I can use that and then make the closure around it. But there's also things like I don't want to spend 10 minutes clicking on 50 different edges to add a chamfer. You could just tell the assistant, select all the edges, add a chamfer 2 millimeters, locate all the edges with a 2 millimeter fillet, and then change that filament for me. Look for the feature in the timeline that extrudes 20 millimeters. You could do a bunch of cool stuff like that. I have yet to play around with it. But the stuff that I did play around with is like, can you make me an icosahedron and then add numbers that increment on each space? And it did me. I made a D20 with the numbers all prompted through Autodesk, the assistant in Fusion. And that's a cool idea because, like, of course I could make it manually, but it's nice that you don't have to. Another thing is like you can create your own plugins because the Fusion has a Python API. So now you can prompt your own Python script. One thing I was thinking of is generating a tool for me to make snap fit geometry. So instead of having to copy and paste the sketch over and over again, I could create a little, they call it add-ons, Fusion add-ons. And I would, I'm envisioning that I would create an add-on where I just tell it how big of a snap fit that I want and what orientation I want it. And then I would just click the button and it would just generate me the sketch that I want. Because you kind of already have that for generating gears. You have that for generating other elements like that. So at some point, I'm going to give it a try and try to prompt my own add-on just to kind of make it easier. So the idea here is that we're not saying, hey, make this entire enclosure, but make the tools to make this a little bit easier.
It's design tools is what I see it as.
Tools. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So at some point, we're
going
to get
parameters that it's getting from you, from the real world. From what you know, measurements and clearances, and again, feel. That's all the stuff that the AI can't do. It's not going to know what style you want.
Yeah. So not Claude, but like Fusion's AI or assistant. They don't want to call it AI. They want to call it just the assistant, which I like because it's like, hey, how would I approach creating a manifold with 15 tubes or something? And it would like kind of step by step, like, well, you would want to start with this, you want to start with that. And I'm seeing people in the Fusion groups on Facebook like coming up with like tips on how to prompt the assistant. So at some point, I'll definitely be using it more. But for now, I didn't use it in this project. I'm just kind of experimenting and trying to think of use cases for it. But yeah, ideally, I would like to give it a data sheet because like Liz is working on this PCB and she had to create this button because there's no model for this specific button, but there is a data sheet and all the data is there. All the dimensions and sketches are there. You just need to generate it, and you still have to kind of painstakingly, generate the thing.
Yeah.
So if in the future we can just feed it a data sheet and out comes a model, that would be really nice because then we can get quicker to what the end goal is, whether it's a custom PCB or an enclosure. Like we need that. That's something I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
That's the perfect way too of what it can do versus what it physically cannot do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It also has some color stuff. Like I watched not color stuff, but image stuff. They apparently have a partnership or something with Microsoft where you can. So I could say in my CAD drawing, I say, hey, can you make me a render of my model in use with the hand in an environment that's like an 80s style steampunk environment, and it'll generate you that image, which is interesting. Like just right, instead of having to go to whatever model, it's all in Fusion because you're there already. So they are like slowly adding more and more different features to their assistant, which I think is cool. Yeah.
I want to try to use it for the way you do your CAD animations instead of painstaking.
Exactly. That was one of the
Fusion.
Yeah. Just make a CAD explosion in Fusion.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here you go.
Oh crap.
So now we're gonna get.
They didn't make that any easier, have they?
No, it's actually buggy. There's still some persistent bugs that I've reported to Autodesk forums on like, hey, you can't click this button to enlarge the timeline, and nobody's gone and fixed it.
So that is the very first thing I used their AI assistant for was inside the search bar. For some reason, it doesn't want to pick up the keyboard input. So every time I'm searching for one of our components, we have to search because we have freaking like 800 freaking components inside of Fusion.
Right. Yeah, we do.
One of the things that makes it hard to move on to something else. We have 13 years worth of freaking design files on there.
Yeah.
Like 800 plus freaking, and that's just projects, not parts and components, because sometimes we split them up. Like the snap fit parts, we have that as its own Fusion design file, so we can reuse that for designs. So it has a tough time loading all of our stuff.
Yep.
So you have to use the search.
I'm just looking at my assistant panel in Fusion in the background here. I'm like, oh, cool. There's a chat history. There's a prompt library. There's something.
I didn't even finish. I didn't even finish my thought on how I'm using or how I first used the AI assistant. I sent it feedback. I was like, hey, why can I not input the text from my keyboard? Why is it not accepting it? And it knew. It searched through the forums. It was like, oh, it might be your privacy setting inside Mac OS. Go to settings. Go to security settings, the privacy. Make sure to turn on the keyboard input. I just toggled that on and off, and it was able to input from the keyboard.
Yeah. So it's becoming really nice. Another example was like sometimes you'll do some stuff in your Fusion timeline, and you'll delete some geometry that was projected, and that'll throw off an error in your timeline. And now you can use the assistant. Hey, can you just fix can you just clear the projected geometry, the cache geometry, and it'll just do it for you. And it's like, great. Now I don't have to like painstakingly hunt down in the timeline that specific sketch that's referencing models that I changed already. And it'll just like fix it for you. It'll break that link for you without having to go through. So that's a really powerful thing too, is like, hey, can you just fix the errors in my timeline? And yeah, there you go.
I need to try that.
Yeah, I know. I watched a video from Auto, because you get bombarded with your YouTube subscription, but there is I think it's like a couple weeks old now, is a really good examples of prompting some use cases for the Autodesk Assistant in Fusion. So look at that video, and there's a really good one too, which made me think. So they had a design that used I never use this, but it's called configurations. So let's say you have a shelf and you want to configure, or you have like a rack system, like a shelf, right? Okay. And the idea was it was like an IKEA shelf, and you wanted to make configurations for different orientations, different sizes, how many shelf units do you want? And now with the assistant, you can say, hey, can you make me an assortment of different models? So that what made me think is like, oh my God, I keep having to remake the feather enclosures over and over again with specific things. And I could create I can prompt a configuration for the feather enclosure. So I can say, hey, I have a new feather. It needs to be this dimension. It needs to have this many cutouts. It has this module. And then it could just kind of create that for me without having to manually make it over and over again. So you start with a base design, and then you kind of prompt out the modularity ability to configure it. So you're not having to sit there and, remake it every freaking time. So that's another thing that I'm hoping to work towards, where I have like a configured feather case that I just like prompt out what I want, as opposed to, because I already made it, right? Just like take that and then like make it more because you have parameters and stuff, but you still have to go in there and add additional cutouts and things for various stuff. Maybe you have a screw block terminal, and then that makes it so that the top now has to have a cutout for the screw block terminal. So hopefully with the configuration plus the assistant, it can be easier to make derived designs. Yeah. So the question was, are we using Claude for models? Not Claude, just no, not yet, but at some point we're looking at it more and more.
They did have the Fusion integration, right?
They do, but it's just like, well, I have the assistant, which like
the
Fusion's API
at the moment doesn't cost tokens.
Yeah, at the moment doesn't talk. But I mean, we're already, like,
I'm not gonna waste. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste.
We're already paying.
I think I can do.
Yeah,
we're using. I'm gonna use tokens on things I cannot do with the programming.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Which sometimes I have to have Claude refactor a whole thing, and it's like, hold on, this is gonna take me an hour, and I need all the tokens.
Yep. I gotta be strategic with my tokens, man.
Yep.
Saying hello from Germany. UN65 tube saying hello. Hello, thank you for joining us. All right. Well, we're going here.
Let's go ahead and just show off quickly the community makes for Timelapse Tuesday is this awesome Velociraptor, little Flexi guy here with a movable jaw. Of course, the Flexi body using the chain design. And cool little claws.
Is it Dino Week?
Yeah, the kids are doing Dino Week again.
Yeah.
That's what the whole what is it, the digging up bones and stuff is going on.
Got it. So it's a tie-in to the
their unit that they're working on for school
theme. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool.
No particular reason. I don't think it's a Jurassic Park anniversary or anything. Maybe.
Maybe. No, it's a fantastic model. Any interesting fails or tips on
printed? Printed without any supports. No fails. The head just pops on. His little ball socket.
Nice.
And
okay.
Little jaw here.
Very cool. Very cool. It is a free model on Maker World. Let's see if I can pull up the page. Here it is. So this is a design uploaded by PAB 3D on makerworld.com. They got a couple photos here. I think if it
stand up with a little effort,
it stand up and balance itself.
Yeah.
Which is like, how is it doing that?
I don't know.
I think angle it just right. Oh, the tail.
Yeah, tail.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexy joints to it. And the teeth came out really good too on this one, at least.
There you go.
Yeah. Printing with these type of rainbow filaments I found can be a little tricky because they can be stringy, they can be a little brittle.
I should have did it in the metallic rainbow. Comes out really good without any strings.
Will this replace the spiky dragon that I keep seeing? Cool. All right. So if folks want to download it, it's free to download. We've got a link in the description. And it's been updated apparently for stronger links and now moves freely. Use this updated one.
Hopefully that is what I'm using.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Before we leave the show, if you want to support the show and get some components, be sure to use our coupon code MAKEIT to get 10% off your order. Anything in the Adafruit shop that's stock. Good for the next 24 hours. What am I saying? Thank you everybody for putting orders in. It supports us, the show, and all the fine folks that make hardware and the software. Of course, the software is a big component. All right. I'm going to close down the show now. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be here next week with some more progress on our prototypes. Later tonight, we're going to have show and tell. We're kind of random pick guest hosts. If you'd like to join us, come on by the Adafruit Discord chat channel. We'll drop a link in there a little bit before 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Love to see you there. It's always nice to see folks from the community come and show off their projects. Tomorrow is Thursday, JP's workshop. We'll live stream at 4 p.m. Eastern. Fridays is a deep dive with Scott at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then Mondays, next Monday is a holiday here in the U.S., so we won't have the CircuitPython weekly meeting, but normally it's on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. Sorry, I kind of went a little bit ahead. It starts off with Tim on his deep dive on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And then at 4 p.m. is JP's product pick of the week. And then we're wrapping it back around on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. with me and Pedro, 3D Hangouts. And that's the whole weekly show. Thank you, folks. We'll see you next week. But until then, remember to make a great day.
Bye,
everybody.